Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy back again with another Pokemon Scarlet Violet Wi-Fi battle. Well, this time same team as last time. We have a little more time, so let me just give you all a quick overview. Slowking, especially defensive. The Excalibur though is not a typical EV spread, it's a bulky spread. Max defense Earthworm, max special attack Indeedee, max special attack Iron Violent, and then a bulky set for the Coalossal. So as we get into this one today, our opponent is a random found through the Poke Portal. It's very hard to find, decent people online, but sometimes you do run into some people who can play some singles and not just usually bringing 3 Pokemon into the battle. So yeah, let's jump straight into this. Opponent leads off with Gengar and we lead with our Indeedee. Usually sometimes we see Scarf Gengars being prevalent in competitive, or if it's a lead, usually it's a Sash Gengar. But I've seen a lot of people running Scarf Gengar and it actually catches you. So this one could be a Sash lead, but I'm just going to take the chance and try to catch him off guard. So we go for the Psychic and that's one down. We managed to take our opponent off guard and get the Gengar out once and for all. So now in comes his Hatterene, and we can't do this thing anything, so we'll go into our Slowking here. We can't yawn it or anything, but at least we'll be able to see what move he goes for, and we should take hardly any damage. So in comes our Slowking and goes for the Dazzling Gleam, and that does, what, 60 something HP or 58, something like that. So we recover a little bit with our leftovers, and here now we can't really yawn it because of the ability. Chilly Reception, same thing. So we're gonna have to hard switch here, and I will hard switch into the Earthworm. So in comes our Earthworm, and let's see what our opponent decides to do here. So in come, and our opponent goes to the Play Rough, which resists, and we max defense, so that's like nothing. We cover a little bit with our leftovers, and here now we could, looking at his team, I'm not sure if he has a fire move, because these things do carry fire moves for coverage, but they're slow as hell, so even if he carried a fire move, we would have been able to get off our Shed Tail. But our opponent actually withdraws, and it's even better for us because in comes his Arcanine, and out we go, and here we have the opportunity to give Excalibur another setup for a sweep. So we'll bring in our Excalibur here. In comes Godzilla. He gets behind the sub, all safe and sound, and we'll just go for the Dragon Dance. I'm still so not accustomed to the terrestrializing thing, because I could have terrestrialized here and been pure dragon and resisted that fire move, but I didn't. I just went for the Dragon Dance. So we get our +1 and we'll be able to take this thing out next turn with an Earthquake. So let's go. Already got our +1 attack and speed, and we go for Earthquake, and down goes our opponent's Arcanine. So that gives us a bigger lead. It is now 6-4, and our opponent has to respond to this immense threat that's standing right in front of it. So out comes this Hatterene. These things are bulky. I do not have Icicle Crash. I only have Ice Fang, and I have a feeling that Earthquake will not one-hit KO this thing. So our best choice here is to go for the Ice Fang and see if we survive. So we go for the Ice Fang. Unfortunately we miss, and our opponent is able to do a decent chunk of damage with his Dazzling Gleam. So we're at a bad point here. We could go for the Ice Fang again, do a chunk and die, or we could save this thing because Indeedee with Scarf is carrying Healing Wish, and we can bring this thing back in again later. So I'm going out to my Coalossal here because we resist the Fairy move, and we should be able to take it very, very well. So in we come, and we take negligible amount of damage from the Dazzling Gleam. Basically going to just shrug it off with our leftovers recovery here. So here now we can go straight for the rock slide to do some damage, and our opponent actually withdraws, and unfortunately for him, he brings in Charizard. This Charizard literally had no idea what he was coming into. You couldn't even fling up Pebble Charizard to get it. So down goes the Charizard, and we're standing at a very good position here with a 6-3 lead over our opponent. So in comes this Arm Rouge, that's the name? Yes, in comes this fire thingy, and we're about to slap this one with a rock slide as well. So he goes for the flash cannon, does nothing. We go for the rock slide and take about half. Like, what you gonna do, man? We're gonna go for a late game rocks here, because he goes for the Sideshow, which does nothing again. And we get up our rocks. Might be late game, but rocks are still important, you know. So we're gonna munch on a bit of leftovers recovery here, nom nom nom, and we're gonna take this thing out on the next turn with a rock slide. So down goes the Arm Rouge, and it's just 2 mans left that we have to get to take home the win. So opponent now brings in Hatterene again, and we're just gonna slowly wear this thing down with some heat crashes. Hopefully we can get through this thing eventually. So we do take a nice chunk, well, a little bit I should say, and we're able to do about half, maybe about a 55% damage back, and take it down to yellow. So after one more heat crash, we'll be able to get this Hatterene off the field, and just we have to deal with whatever the last Pokemon is, which I think is the Tinkaton. So down goes the Hatterene, and it's on 6-1. All we have left to deal with here is Tinkaton I think. Yeah? Yeah. Yes. In comes his Tinkaton with Mold Breaker, and we're just gonna run a heat crash. See what he decides. So our opponent goes now for the Swords Lance. I think he should have brought this thing out earlier. This thing came out earlier, this thing would have had much. The battle would have been definitely different. So we do less than half. So this has me wondering, like, is this thing bulky? But then again, Coalossal has no offensive stats to speak of anyway, so we're gonna go for a heat crash and see what happens here. So opponent goes to the Gigaton Hammer. We weren't expecting to live that tall, especially after the Sword Dance. So now the score is now 5-1. Our opponent has managed to take out our Coalossal, but we can be very satisfied with the amount of work that Coalossal put in this battle. So here now we have a Tinkaton standing in front of us, and it's faster than everybody else. We have no choice but to go for you know who, Iron Valiant. And you know, if you're playing mans and you're afraid to click focus blocks, then you ain't playing mans. So we landed our focus miss, we took out the opponent, and we took the win. So good game to my opponent. That was a fun quick one, and I hope you guys will tune in next time for another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle.